Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much for joining me here. Hope you're having a great day. Happy Monday, happy ugly market day. I don't know, whatever you want to call it. Everything's on a flash sale right now. And big surprise, folks, we saw a massive liquidation sweep to that lower range at about 89,000. Can't even make this up. So let's take a look at liquidation. Kind of double check here. As I posted previously, there's a heavy concentration between 90 and 91,000. Market makers got greedy, shot down to 89K, and the price recovered almost instantly. Now, that doesn't mean the price is going to be back on track, but we did sweep that extra level of liquidation. There's not a ton left, minus some previous longs at 84 to 86,000. So keep in mind, majority of the short-term retracement is likely in. Keep in mind, we do also have a macro scenario here again, where there's just previous longs roughly from what is it? I think that was January 9th. It's roughly about 4 or 5 days ago, where we saw the price action, kind of dip down into the low 90K range. Those were some late longs there with some low leverage at about 84 to 86K. So keep in mind, we have a lot of liquidation still left to the downside, but the immediate short-term liquidation has been swept, and there's a big chunk or pocket left at 96 to 98K. So that very well could be the next target. It's hard to say specifically. I wouldn't expect the price just to recover instantly to that level now, but I do want you to be mindful that that is still there, and that's potential reality for us. Okay, because again, a lot of buying pressure came in earlier. If you take a look here, so quickly to note, $2.23 billion in liquidation occurred. Sorry, correction, that's not liquidation. That is unusual buying activity occurred at the $91,400 mark. So 91.4, there was a heavy amount of buying pressure with billions of dollars pumping into the market. So those aren't people like you and I, by the way, even though most people seem to think that I have that size of cash. I really don't. Truth is, I'm buying the dips, of course, but they're just small, 10, 20K limit orders. There's nothing substantial, okay? And we take a look though, we did to a nice little profit target there. 4 days ago, we opened a short at about 95,400, and we hit our profit target at about 89,000 and some change. I think 89.6, if not mistaken. So congrats on that, folks, to whomever still had that position open. At this point, I would be careful shorting the bottom because it doesn't make a ton of sense now that all that liquidation has been swept. But again, just, the overall trend is still down, folks. We cannot get ahead of ourselves here. In fact, when we talked about this previously, breaking that descending trend line, I mentioned getting above 95,500 is a super important thing. And look at this here. Price wicks up there. Late longs got in at 95.4, and the price just chunked down. So again, this is Market Maker 101. They are consistently pumping and dumping, getting everyone to buy into these little breakouts, and then of course the price just turns itself right around. So be very careful. Do not be a breakout trader right now, folks. They are super unsuccessful, contrary to all the wonderful, amazing results they're probably posting online about how awesome they are because they're taking high-risk trades. Let's take a look here at Backend Data on the daily time frame. Sorry, this is more so front-end data, rather. We've already looked at the back end. Actually, no, correction. Let's finish this up here really quick. I apologize. I kind of jumped ahead. We have liquidation delta at about 8 billion. Here recently it spiked down, kind of back up here. So this basically just tells us there's more people taking shorts than longs, which of course is sensible. And again, just kind of reinforcing the fact that you shouldn't be taking a long. Buying the dip is one thing. I got in at 89 and 90K. Again, that's just a spot bag though, folks. So just add into my portfolio as the price goes down every single dip. Now we take a look here, liquidation open interest rather. We can recognize that most people are, what do you know, late longs at 95,600. Sucks to be you. So again, just this is a good little example here of why you don't buy the potential breakout. Because look at this, we saw a heavy concentration of volume flowing in this coin as soon as the price quote unquote broke out. Now that's not a breakout, folks, when the price retests its local high. It's not a breakout. A breakout is when the price breaks through that level, comes back down to retest it bullishly, and then holds for a short while, and that's when you get in. Okay. So what I try to teach at all times to wait for confirmation, and there's no confirming factors here letting us know we're back on track. We're under the 20 and the 50-day SMA, reinforcing the resistance above us, still under 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is increasing. We can see here stochastic is diverging. Even though MFI is higher, it's only because we have a lot of buying and selling pressure in the last 24 hours. So I would not trust that money flow index. Again, Mondays are a little bit flawed when it comes to MFI, just based on the simple fact that weekends have low volume, and money flow looks good because there's very low volume on the weekend, and any kind of volume on Monday can skew that. So anyways, that's just food for thought, I guess. But either way, we're still under both moving averages here. And again, we can kind of see A bit of a fake out there right up to that 95 to 96K range, and the price pulls back. We can see we're still under 50 on the RSI. Money flow index is low, stochastic swinging up. We are getting close to this pivot point here though. Typically when the RSI hits 30, money flow is closer to 20, you will see a bit of a relief rally. So I'm not going to be surprised if we come back and you see the price retest our local point of control at about 94,200. I might consider another short at that level if we come up to that range, just because there's a lot of confluence above it and resistance, and it would make more sense to consider a short at that level, but I feel like a short right now is too early. That's just me personally. It may not even come up to that range. Please understand that. But the truth is I'd much rather wait for a better short than shorting the bottom, okay? Again, shorting the bottom doesn't make any sense, just like longing the top, which people seem to consistently do. So again, this heavy liquidation levels have been swept. I'll post a new playout chart in our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord here soon so you can kind of see the new ranges there. I'll put that on the charts, but just to reinforce or reiterate, 96 to 98.5 is that next area of concentration to the upside if the price were to recover. It has to break through 94, 95,000. There's a lot of resistance between now and then, so do not get this twisted that just taking it along between now and 98.5 is a good idea. It's way too early to do that. Liquidation here, 84 to 86,000, that makes a lot more sense for the price to continue down to that level just because that's such a large area. And again, folks, anytime you use leverage or high leverage, you are the reason why these things exist. Okay, so please you need to recognize that every time you risk it, so to speak, even if it's a small position, you're just adding incentive for the whales to go ahead and manipulate the price. So just no jokes on you at the end of the day. More ways than one, because typically you're not going to be successful taking a high leverage. Either you're going to get liquidated, and it hurts to do that, right? It's been years since I've been liquidated. We never are as a committee because our stop losses are extremely closer to not even getting close to liquidated, but also our leverage amount is so low that it's not even funny. Granted, these 10x leverage trades here for Bitcoin, that's the only coin I ever 10x leverage, minus Ethereum, Bitcoin and ETH, and then 5x everything else, okay? So do not ever take leverage more than 5x on altcoins, and specifically no more than 10x on Bitcoin. And again, I have that specific because it works well with my risk tolerance, right? You should develop your own. You got to make sure you know what you're doing and how you're doing it. Because if you're just consistently jumping into the market, using a different amount every single time you trade, you're totally doing it wrong. You have to have structure and you have to have that discipline. Those are all things I try to educate on my trading university. Make sure you check that out if you're part of our community. And obviously, congrats again to our community members who had some nice profits on the way down. This is not a market to take longs with. Even though I know it sounds contrary to this, we did take a long with Cardano over the weekend on Saturday. We got in, got out for a quick 30%. Right. So again, it's nothing special, nothing amazing, but at this point here, there's really nothing, including Cardano at this exact level, that's telling us you want to take a long. Add some limit orders to your spot bag. That's perfectly fine. But right now, it makes zero sense to consider taking a long position. Okay. All right, folks. I hope this made sense and I described it correctly. Have a good rest of your day. Comment below, like, subscribe, follow if you haven't already. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.